Shalom and good morning to you, my brothers and sisters. If you are hearing this, that means that we have found favor by the Almighty Father Yahuah and have received breath, a heartbeat, a sound mind, and favor in that we have access to listen to this recording as well as interact with others today. I pray that your day started well, my brothers and sisters. For each of us face different challenges in many different ways. For some, we may be coming off a third shift and getting ready to rest. Today is the sixth day. It is one of the most controversial days as far as determining when the Shabbat starts and when it ends. I say to you, my brothers and sisters, we are in the end times and things will continue to get intense. They will get very intense. Right now, I want to encourage you to consider this. This particular segment of set apart time. Now, I want to say this because some people might say, why is he saying set apart time? Set apart is another way of saying righteous time. Set apart is another way of saying a holy time. Only you can be the judge. Knowing that holy is a pagan term, we often use the word set apart time or righteous term. But of course, you're the listener. You determine whether these are words of encouragement. While end times are becoming intense, this segment, I want to encourage you to begin to pray to seek to identify Yahusha HaMashyach. Yahusha, our Messiah, our Mashyach. Discover those that are drawn by the Almighty Father Yahuah. For I believe that if we discover Yahusha, if we see the actions, if we see the living instructions, the living guidance that we're supposed to receive from the Spirit of truth, whom the Father sent in Yahusha's name. I reference John 14:26 often, for many people would prefer to sensationalize the word Ruach or Ruach HaKodesh. They will even go as far as to say it's just breath. I submit to you, it's not just breath. It is the living power and spirit of Yahuwah sent in Yahusha's name. Again, I reference John 14:26. If we can begin to discern Yahusha HaMashyach working in us one towards another, we will have indeed found and discovered a treasure, a brother, a sister, one of like mind who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. And if we can discover someone where the Spirit of Yahusha is working within them as the Spirit of truth, as a comforter, as a teacher, then I submit to you, we would have discovered those drawn of the Almighty Father, and it will save a lot of headache. I want you to, when you get a chance, take a look at John 6:44 and John 12:32. We can alleviate a lot of arguments. We can alleviate a lot of debates. When we start speaking to one another, let us identify first, are we of like mind? Do we both seek to do the will of the Almighty Father? And basically what I'm saying is when we come in contact with someone that we would presume to be our brother or our sister, let us see, are we of like mind? Do we both agree that the Father, the Almighty One, is Yahuwah? Do we both agree that the Almighty Father's word was manifest in the person of Yahusha? Do we both agree that the Almighty Father sent his set-apart spirit in Yahusha's name? If there is an agreement, but we yet say we seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, that's a starting point where iron can sharpen iron. But we cannot make anyone understand. We cannot prove to anyone. We can present what we believe is evidence. We can present the things that we believe that have influenced us. But it is the power and the almighty will of the Almighty Father to draw those to him. So if a person cannot receive this, step away, walk away, pray for that individual. See if we can agree to at least pray that we come into the truth, and watch and see what the Spirit of the Most High Father will do. So as we enter this sixth day, as we approach the Shabbat, I say to you, my brothers and sisters, let us not waste a lot of time arguing with anyone. Let us not waste a lot of time entertaining the wickedness that comes from those who have no intentions of doing the will of the Almighty Father. Let us seek to discern and identify. So when we get into fellowship, ask, do I see a reflection of the Spirit of Yahusha in this person or that person? Are my eyes open? Are they clear? Are my ears unclogged? I guarantee you, my brothers and sisters, when we start asking this question as we encounter one another in fellowship, if we don't see it, step away. Come away. Come away. We cannot make anything happen. We can be used by the Almighty Father, but let us discern what he's saying and say no more, no less, and step away. With that said, my brothers and sisters, as you start your day, be encouraged. Though we are in end times, though I mentioned intense times coming ahead, this plan belongs to the Almighty Father. It will be successful. It will prove to be the winning plan. And soon, and very soon, if not already, we will begin to identify attributes, specific attributes that fall in line with the task that we believe we are charged to do by the Almighty Father. And when we begin to identify those tasks, when we begin to do those things, others will see the Spirit of the Almighty Father sent in Yahusha's name. For he will use us to comfort one another. He will use us to teach one another. He will bring teachers or mores that are chosen and led by the Spirit of Yahusha. Not every title is led by the Spirit. Not every more, not every Hebrew is led by the Spirit. Not every individual. So let us seek to identify Yahusha Mashyach, his Spirit, as the comforter, as the teacher, working in us one towards another. I pray that you are in good health. I pray that you are encouraged. And if you're troubled, if you're struggling, if you're in pain, seek to adjust your perception and look at what is good and hold on to that, for that will give you the strength to press on as the clock ticks forward. Pray and trust that the Almighty Father gives us strength to endure all things. It's possible. Be encouraged, my brothers and sisters. You're not alone. We're not alone. Never underestimate the power of discernment, for the Spirit of Yahusha will quicken one to pray for another, to pray for you, to pray for me. On that note, my brothers and sisters, make it a great day. Smile. Make someone smile. At least present the elements of comfort to yourself and to others. Have a good day. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.